Most people think you need a big audience, fancy tech skills, or some kind of algorithm hack to hit six figures in online business. Wrong. The truth is, you only need to master 3 skills. If you get these right, everything else falls into place. If you miss these, nothing works. And in this video, I'm holding nothing back. I'm going to reveal all 3 skills. I'm going to show you exactly how to build these skills if you don't yet have them. And I'm going to give you exact next steps to build these out in your online business so that you can get to 6 figures and beyond. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Lane. This is Coke Zero. Always goes down smooth. I am so excited about this video because I love to help people realize that you have everything you need inside of you to start and grow an online business that completely sets you free. That's why I like to say that I help freedom-focused entrepreneurs build freedom-focused online businesses. Because I didn't get into this to work 100 hours a week. I got into this to set myself free. And I want you to be set free as well. So to get started, I'm gonna give you all 3 skills, and we're gonna walk through each one individually. Skill number 1, make content that builds trust. This is the primary skill of an online business, especially the kind of online business that I teach, which is teaching a skill that you know, teaching an experience or a knowledge online, selling courses, coaching, membership sites. You have to know how to make content, and you have to know how to make content well. And not just know how to make it well, but know how to make content that builds trust in your target audience. We'll get into exactly how to do that here in just a second. The second skill is to create offers that solve problems. You have to understand the problems that your audience is facing, and you have to know how to build offers or products that solve those problems at a very effective level and at a deeply felt level. In other words, when your target audience even hears what you have in mind in terms of the offer that you have, their mouth waters because they go, that's exactly what I need. Like, when are you going to release it? If you can develop that skill, know how to make content that builds trust, create offers that solve problems, you're 2/3 of the way there. Skill number 3 is you got to know how to sell. And the way I'm putting this is you got to know how to write sales copy that converts. That's a fancy way of saying you got to know how to sell. You got to know how to use the words in the right way to allow people the opportunity to make the decision that's right for them. Now, I worded that very carefully. You are not trying to persuade or convince people to do anything that they don't want to do. You're just giving them an opportunity to make the best decision for them. But if you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to write sales copy that converts or that gets sales, makes them make that decision with you versus someone else, you're not going to make money in online business. You just won't. So you need all 3 of these. We're going to go back and we're going to start with content and work our way through these 3 skills. All right, so content is not about going viral. I think a lot of people, when they get into online business, they think that what this is going to be about is maybe what they see on social media. And the problem with social media, and especially YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, typically the people that get through, that just show up on your For You page and in your feed, get through because they figured out a way to go viral enough times where their content's being served up to everybody. And so we look at that and we go, okay, well, this must be the model. I must be able to figure out how to make content that gets liked 100,000 times, gets viewed 1,000,000 times, rinse and repeat, and then I'll be successful. The problem is, if that's what it takes, then a very, very small percentage of content creators would ever be successful, because a very small percentage of content creators ever get to that level. That's why I love to study it, because when I see, like, man, this person just keeps knocking it out of the park. Every video is just getting tons of views. I like to study it and figure out what they're doing. But I know that my business isn't dependent on that. I've built a multiple 6-figure online business, and I've only gone viral like a handful of times in the last 5 years. And even my viral numbers, it's viral for me. I have a video that has 500,000 views. There are some people who, like, 500,000 views, that's nothing to them. To me, it's a lot. So it's never been about going viral for me. It's not about likes. It's not about views. It's not about vanity metrics. Content is about one thing, In one word, content is about trust. And specifically, it's about trust with your target audience. In other words, the exact person that you're trying to reach, the exact person who has the exact problem that your content solves. Your goal with your content is to build as much trust with that person as quickly as possible. And here's why this should set you free. Because you don't have to go viral if you're focused, if you're targeted, especially if your content is targeted. It doesn't take millions of views to make enough sales to make a six-figure income, or even a multiple six-figure or seven-figure income. I know people who have less than 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, relatively small channels, that are making multiple seven figures in their online business because of this exact principle. I make multiple six figures and I have 13,000 subscribers on YouTube, and most of my videos only get a few hundred views, if that. Why is that possible? It's possible because my content is focused on you. If you're watching this, it's very likely that you are interested in making an online business and you are trying to figure out, how do all these pieces fit together? How do I do this simply? It's a little complicated. It's a little overwhelming. There's all kinds of people out there teaching all kinds of stuff that I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's legit. I don't know if I can trust them. If I can build trust with you, I know that you're likely to buy from me. Maybe not right now, maybe down the road. And if you don't, someone else like you will. And enough people do that I stay in business. So you have to think first, I'm not trying to go viral. I'm trying to build trust. What builds trust? When someone consumes your content, whether it's a YouTube video, a podcast, or even a single Instagram post, they should walk away feeling, deeply feeling three things. Number one, this person gets me. You should make content that your target audience member walks away going, wow, that person gets me. They almost can read my thoughts. They're saying the things that I wish that I had the words to say, but they're almost speaking for me. They're giving me a voice. That's number one. Number two, this person can help me. So not only do they get me, they understand me, they can help me. And number three, I want to learn more from them. This person gets me. This person can help me. I want to learn more from them. If you make content consistently enough, where people walk away thinking and feeling those three things, you are well on your way to a business that builds a ton of trust. And trust is like the currency. The other thing I want to mention is that these days, I feel like in the world of AI, in the world of a lot of content feeling very superficial, feeling very plastic, very fake, very robotic, authenticity is right up there with trust, right? Authenticity actually builds trust. Trust lends itself to authenticity. It's a symbiotic relationship. The more authentic you can be, and this is something that I had a really, really good conversation with a mentor of mine who has a lot of history helping YouTube channels, helping people succeed on YouTube. He watched my content, and one of the things he told me is he said, look, you're good at presenting. You do a good job of saying words to a camera, but who are you? I want to know who you are. You say you give me this knowledge, but if I just wanted this knowledge, I could go somewhere else. Who are you? Well, what is the thing that you offer? And that really challenged me because I realized that I was prioritizing the information over the authenticity. I just thought, well, if I make enough videos saying enough good stuff that people will be so enamored by it, and so helped by it that they walk away and they go, I got to buy from that guy because he helped me so much. And the problem is it's not exactly the way it works. People have to affinitize with you. Your content has to build relational equity with a person and over a long enough period of time that they say, when it comes time for me to get serious about solving this problem, they're my person. And it doesn't matter what the problem is. I mean, you could be teaching backyard gardening and they want to learn backyard gardening and they know that you're the person who's going to teach it to them. They may want to learn dance and you're the person, or guitar and you're the person. It doesn't matter what your niche is. Your target audience member has to know you're the person, and you get there through authenticity and trust. That's the purpose of content, not to entertain endlessly, but to establish authority and connections so your audience actually wants to hear what you say next. And this is something that if you can master this skill where they watch one of your videos, then they want to see another one, then they want to see another one, over time, and it doesn't take long, they say, this is the person. I trust them. So that when you build an offer, which is skill number 2, they're like, I'm ready. I want what you're selling. If you can create content that consistently builds trust, you will never run out of leads. Okay, so I promised you that I would give you some specific ways to take action that you can put into practice right away. So now that we kind of know the theory and the psychology behind content, I want to give you some action steps. Number 1, pick one platform and commit to posting consistently. So for example, a YouTube video once a week or 3 Instagram posts a week. Don't spread yourself too thin. And if you pin me down and you said, just tell me exactly what to do on what platform, here's what it is. YouTube. YouTube for almost every information style online business is the way to go. A long form video once a week. And when I say long form, all I mean is not a short, not a reel, not a TikTok, like a 16:9, more than a minute, somewhere between 3 minutes and 35 minutes or an hour, like however long. If it's interesting and good, you can be as long as you want. People will watch long content, but not a short, not a reel, not a TikTok, like long form, sit down, face to camera, and you're explaining how to do the thing that you teach. And you're delivering really good content, really good, helpful information. You're being authentic. You're bringing your whole self to it. Where do you start? You start on YouTube. Now, I also would go ahead and build one other way of distributing your content. I think Instagram is great for it. Instagram, you can share some reels from YouTube. I use Opus Clip for this. You can find out, there's a link below in the description, where it'll just take your YouTube video, the long form YouTube video, and it will turn it into YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikToks, LinkedIn, X posts. I mean, you can do anything you want on there. It's great. And it's automated, uses AI. It's fantastic. So you can always do that if you want, but you don't have to. When you're first starting, build an audience in one place, build an authority there. And then number 2, lead with value, not ego. So share insights, solutions, personal experiences that genuinely help your audience. Don't try to be impressive, try to be helpful. When I first started on YouTube, I was so concerned with looking like I had all this figured out, right? If I'm going to teach this, I have to know it. And my first online business was Preaching Donkey, where I was helping pastors preach with confidence and clarity. And so it was really, really important to me to come across polished and I had everything together, and I knew I just always gave perfect sermons and everybody was just blown away by them. I would even wear a jacket, like a suit jacket, when I would make my content, because I thought this will make me look more believable. And that's not really me. I like to dress up. I think it's fun. I like to go to, swanky events and wear a nice jacket, and my wife wears a dress, and that's fun. But it's not really me necessarily to wear a jacket to make content. This is how I dress, right? So if I'm going to be me, this is it. I mean, it's a hot September day in Florida, and I've been outside all day hanging out with my wife. So I'm wearing a shirt from Chubby's. This is one of their Friday shirts. I mean, I love these shirts. Point is, this is me, right? There's no ego involved. At least I try not to. I try to lead with value and authenticity. Whatever you are, be that on camera enough times where people will start to say, wow, this person is real. This person is authentic. I can trust them. And then number 3, end every piece of content with a next step. And by the way, it doesn't even have to be ending the piece of content, just somewhere in your content. This is why long form is so great, because when you can sit down and have a conversation with someone for 15 minutes in a video, you build such a connection that if you ask them or invite them to take a next step, a good percentage of them will. And this is just something that's very hard to do with short form content. It's hard to like point to something else and say, go there when you only have 90 seconds or 60 seconds. It just doesn't work the same. But if I've got 25 minutes to talk to you, at any point I can say, go to lanesebring.com/super simple if you want to see how all of this fits into a 6-step process. These are the same 6 steps that I use to build my multiple 6-figure business that now makes $25,000 a month. If you want to know exactly how all this stuff works, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, lanesebring.com/super simple. It's free. You can grab it and read it right now today. So that's an example, which by the way, that's a real link. That's a real value add right there. That's a real guide that I made. It's the super simple guide to starting a thriving online business. That is a way to give you a next step. Do that because this is what puts them on your email list from your content so that you don't have to sell on your content. You don't have to sell inside your content. We're going to talk about selling here in a second. But the thing I love about the way I've structured my online business is I never feel this pressure like when I'm delivering content that I have to like tell you about my offers and tell you how I can like serve you at a deeper level in a paid way. I don't have to think about that. My email list does that for me. The funnel that takes over once you download that guide, the very next thing you see is an offer, like a really good offer. So I don't have to make it. I thought through everything I wanted to say and put it on that page so that you can see it right away. If you want a good example of what this looks like, go to lanesebring.com/super simple and it will be the next thing you see. Don't let your content be a dead end. And when you don't have a call to action, your content is basically a dead end. And I made this mistake in my first online business where I just kept putting off making a lead magnet. I think a lot of people do this. Lead magnet, by the way, is like the thing that I just mentioned, the lanesebring.com/super simple. Lead magnet is a free, helpful resource that you can give people for free in exchange for their email address so that they can get that and end up going through your funnel and being offered your products. Well, when I first started at Preaching Donkey, I just kept thinking, oh, that's going to be so complicated. It's going to take me forever. And I just put it off and put it off and put it off. And I probably made 150 videos before I ever had a lead magnet. And I look back and I think, why did I do that? Because yeah, I built an audience and I built a lot of trust and I had people that liked my content, but they would finish. I would finish a video and be like, okay, we talked about how to write an effective sermon. That's it. See you next week. And so they got tons of value and I spent tons of time making a video and editing it and putting it up and making a thumbnail and getting people to watch it. And there was no action to be taken, no next step, no way for them to go from that video to my email list. And by the way, this isn't just affecting me. This didn't just affect me. This is actually affecting them because believe it or not, I heard Donald Miller say this one time, the story brand guy, brilliant marketer. He said, people come to your website, they come to your content wanting you to solve their problem. Like they want you to solve their problem. They really do. A lot of times they come to your website and they're like, do you have a product? Do you have an offer that I can just purchase that would solve my problem? I've already decided you're the person. What do you got? And when you have nothing, or they have to dig around for it, or they don't know, or they can't find it, or like in my case, my content led to nowhere, it's just a nothing but a dead end, then they say, okay, this free content's helpful and good, but I guess you're not really the person to solve my problem. You're not really the person that's going to give me the full system. In my case, over at Preaching Donkey, you're not really the person that's going to be the full system for how to preach with confidence and clarity. Maybe I'll get that somewhere else, but it doesn't seem to be you because it's so hidden under all these rocks. Make the next step very clear and put it in every single piece of content. Now, number 2, the next skill that we're going to create after we've learned how to build content that creates trust is we're going to create offers that solve problems. Nobody wakes up wanting your course, right? Nobody comes to your content saying, you know what I would really like? I would like to buy a course. No, they wake up wanting a solution to their problem. That's why I said they come to you and they go, please solve my problem. And they expect that that's probably going to mean they're going to buy something. But they're not really wanting to buy something as much as they're willing to pay for a solution. You see the difference? Like they don't say, gosh, I could really go for spending $300 on an online course today. No, they say, I've dealt with this problem. It's about time that I solved it. I need to learn this skill. I need to like figure out what this system is. I just need to find the right person or thing that is going to show me exactly step by step how to do this. So your job is to package that solution in a way that makes sense, feels valuable, and is easy to say yes to. Okay, so it makes sense. What does that mean? Well, again, going back to Donald Miller says that if you confuse, you lose, right? Nobody moves into confusion. They only move into clarity. So your solution has to be clear. You have to offer a clear solution to people that is not confusing. It's not cluttered. It's not solving too many problems, because this is another thing people do is they build a online course, for example, that solves it's like the whole freaking world is in it, right? It's the kitchen sink, everything you need. And I've made this mistake a lot because as course creators, we tend to think like, oh, more is better, more is better, more is better. No. A direct path is better. Getting from A to B as fast as possible is best. So if I'm going from A to B and I go A1, A2, A3, A17, A9. People are like, just get me from A to B. How do I go from where I'm stuck to where I want to get? All right, I talk about this as escape arrival. Where are people stuck? Like, where are they trying to escape? What are they trying to arrive to? And what are the milestones along the way to get them there, to get them from where they're stuck to where they want to go? And if they cannot easily figure that out, in your product, and they can't see that your offer does that for them. And I keep saying course, but again, the reason why I said offer is it could be a course, it could be a coaching package, it could be a group cohort, could be a membership community, could be a mastermind, could be a book, could be a PDF, could be any medium. The medium is immaterial. What's important is that the offer solves the problem by promising an outcome. And that outcome has to make sense and it has to feel valuable. In other words, it just has to feel like, oh my gosh, yeah, I got to have that. And I really hope that the price is right because I got to have it. I got to have it. I got to have it. Like that feeling of like, this feels valuable. And I really hope I've done this before. I'm reading through a sales page and I'm like, oh man, I've got this number in my head. Like, oh, if it's below this amount, this is a yes. And if it's above that amount, it's gonna be a little bit harder yes. So it's got to feel valuable, and then it's got to be easy to say yes to. Alex Hormozy, in his book, $100 Million Offers, he said that you want to make offers that are so good that people feel dumb saying no to them. People feel stupid saying no. That's a great way of looking at it. Like, what could you put together that is like so compelling and so unbelievably helpful and so like exactly what they need that to say no would just feel like silly, right? That's what we're going for. So now the question comes like, how do you take action on building an offer? What do you do? Well, number one, you need to listen to your audience. Okay, ask them directly, what is the biggest struggle that you're facing right now? What is the biggest challenge that you're facing? I love to ask my audience two questions. Number one, what is your biggest struggle right now in this area? So like I would ask you, and please tell me in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. What is your biggest struggle right now in online business? Where are you stuck? Are you stuck with like trying to figure out what content to make? Are you stuck with a certain amount of money that you can't seem to break past? Are you stuck with trying to get a client, trying to get more clients? Where are you stuck? And then the other question is on the other side where I say, what is your biggest goal? What is your biggest desire? In other words, what do you want? So do you see that? Like it's escape arrival. Where are you stuck? What are you trying to escape from? What are you trying to arrive to? If I ask you that question and I say, what's the biggest struggle you're facing? Where are you stuck? And what's your goal? What's the desired outcome? Where are you trying to get? I've just gotten you to tell me in your words exactly how I can help you. Like you've told me, and I've made every single product I've ever made, every offer I've ever put together, whether it's a course, coaching package, cohort, anything, has always been the result of asking these two questions and getting a consistent enough pile of answers where I look at them and I go, okay, there's a lot of people stuck right here, and a lot of them want to get over here. Maybe there's some money to be made here. maybe I can serve these people at a really awesome level, change their life, make a lot of money. They're happy. I'm happy. We're in business, right? That's how I've done every single time. So ask the question and listen. And then number 2, design an outcome-based offer. So name it. So number 2, design an outcome-based offer. Name it and frame it around the transformation, not the format. So for example, it would be get your first 1,000 subscribers, not 8-module course. Okay. One is it's structured around the transformation. I'm going to help you get your first 1,000 subscribers, right? That's an outcome. The other 8-module course is like a feature, right? Graham Cochran talks about features versus benefit. What is the benefit? The benefit is 1,000 subscribers. That's what sells. That's what matters. That's what people are buying. 8-module course is a feature, right? It's just kind of like what to expect once you're in there. And at some point, like I'm going to describe both because some people want to know like, okay, what is it going to look like? What am I getting? But I'm not going to lead with that. I'm leading with the outcome. I'm leading with the offer, which is if you purchase this offer, the outcome, the promise is I'm going to help you get to 1,000 subscribers. And then number 3, start small. So launch a simple workshop, a PDF, a mini course, build something small and attainable before building something massive. So validate the problem and solution first. One of the best examples that I've ever seen of this is Justin Welsh, mentor of mine, coach of mine, friend of mine. He said that his very first product was called the LinkedIn Playbook. And it was a very simple $50, just straightforward, no frills course. And all he was wanting to do was test if people would be interested in learning how to grow on LinkedIn. So just put up this $50 course for sale and it did great. And because it did great, he was like, okay, I tested like this kind of mini version of this. What if I made a better course on LinkedIn? So that's what he did. It's called the LinkedIn Operating System. It's $197, so it's 4 times as expensive, and it's a lot more in depth. Well, because he had the validation of the smaller product that he could put out very quickly, he was able to make the bigger product, and both of them are winners, okay? The smaller one's gone. It was replaced by the bigger one. But the point is, rather than just like, let's make the biggest thing we can right away, like test it, right? Listen to your audience and test and start small so that you can be quick. You can be agile. You can move fast. That's what we want. Your audience wants a solution from you, so deliver it to them quickly. And if you are looking for like, where do I put all this stuff? Because if you're like me, when I first got started, I was like, okay, well, if I buy a course, like what does that mean? Where does it go? Like, how do I deliver it to people? And if I'm supposed to make content that points to my email list, where's my email list? And how do I get people on that? Kajabi is the answer. Kajabi is an all-in-one online business solution that is it's your entire business. It powers everything. It's over at lanesebring.com/Kajabi. That's where you can go to get a 30-day free trial of Kajabi and my 3 exclusive bonuses, including a course, a masterclass, and a launch template. All of that is yours for free to say thank you for using my link, because it is an affiliate link. So when you use it, I do get a small commission. Kajabi is the best out there. It's the best all-in-one online business solution. And if you're going to do this, you want an all-in-one solution. You don't want to piecemeal it. When I first started, I was piecemealing everything. Had my email list over at ConvertKit, had my podcast over at Buzzsprout, had my course over at Teach. It was a mess. Put it all in one place. Kajabi is the best place to do that. lanesebring.com/Kajabi. Now, number 3, third skill. So number 1, content. Number 2, offers. Number 3, write sales copy that converts. Or put it another way, you got to know how to sell. If you learn how to sell, and particularly what we're doing in online business is we're not selling in person. We're not closing in person unless you're selling high ticket, and you can get to that, and that's a lot of fun to do. But in most cases, when you're first starting out, what you're learning how to do is write copy that sells. Copy is just another way of saying words. So a copywriter is someone who writes copy or writes words that are meant to sell things. You can have the best offer in the world, but if your words don't connect and persuade, you won't make sales. And this is just why all these skills they work together. You can't have one without the other two. If your content is great, but then you don't have a good offer, then you're pointing people to something that's not good, right? So they love your content, but your offer doesn't meet them where they are, doesn't solve their problem. So now it's fallen off. Like we're done. We've lost it. But if your content's good and your offer's good, but your sales copy is lacking, then you don't have the words to express how good the offer is. So you got them with your content, built all this trust, all this hard work. You showed them the offer, but because you don't know how to communicate how good the offer is, we lost them. So now you can see on the positive side, if all these things work together where the content is great, the offer is amazing, and the copy is convincing and persuading, well, now all of a sudden, wow, we got this trifecta of a 7-figure business in the making, right? So great copy doesn't need to feel salesy. In fact, it's better if it doesn't. It needs to feel like a friend showing you the fastest path forward. Again, escape or rival. Here's where they're stuck. You have the solution to get them where they want to go. What is the exact path? And how does your offer get them there quickly? So here's how to take action. Number one, write your copy in your audience's words. So collect phrases from comments, emails, DMs. They'll tell you how they describe their problems. Again, this is why I love to ask, what are you struggling with? Where are you stuck? Because now I've gotten you to tell me in your words exactly where you're stuck. So that when you read my sales copy, when you get on my sales page that's hosted inside Kajabi on my website, because Kajabi hosts your website, you're looking at this, you're reading it, and you're like, wow, it's like he read my mind. No, I didn't read your mind. I read your email, you know? And then I took your words from your email and put it in my copy. And then you read it and go, wow, you seem to know me. Well, yeah, I know you because I asked. And then I was intentional enough to use your words right back at you and build a product that solved the exact problem that you wanted solved. So it's not rocket science. It's actually very, very simple. All right, number two, use the before and after formula. So paint a picture of life before your product and after your product and show the gap that your offer closes. This is often called future casting. So we take somebody and we say, right now is where you are. If you take no action, in other words, you don't purchase this product, you don't join the course, you don't jump into the mastermind, and we look out 6 months from now, 12 months from now, your life is going to look like it does now, where this problem still looms over you. You still haven't solved it. Now, let's think about if you were to jump in, what would your life look like 6 months from now, 12 months from now? Paint the exact picture of what that's going to look like. Future casting is one of the most important things that you do inside of your sales copy. And then always include a clear call to action, a clear CTA. So don't bury the ask. Make the next step obvious and easy. There needs to be buttons all the way down the page. Buy now, join now, jump in, and then make it very frictionless to push the button, put their credit card information in, and purchase right then and there. Now, there is more to sales copy, and at the end of this video, I'm actually going to point to a video where I walk through sales copy technique in much more detail because there's so much I could say about this. But for now, I just want to leave you with this. If you had to learn one skill in online business that would serve you no matter what direction you take this, whether you continue to sell information products or eventually sell physical products, or you go into something entirely different, but you still have to persuade and show people the way, learning how to write and deliver sales copy is like, it is the skill of skills in business. So that's why I'm going to link to something at the end that I think is really going to help you. But for now, just know like this is it. So here's what we covered. Number one, content that builds trust. Number two, offers that solve problems. Number three, sales copy that converts. If you stack these together, you've got a business that doesn't just make money, it actually changes lives. Because now what you've done is you've got content that is so good. If it wasn't good, it's not going to build trust. And if it's not good, it's not going to get people to convert. Like they're not going to grab your lead magnet. They're not going to get on your email list. So like you've already proven that the content's good. And you got offers that solve problems, and you got copy that shows people that the offer is worth getting. Well, now your life has changed because you're making tons of money. Their life has changed because you've figured out how to solve their problem. They're happy, you're happy, everybody's happy. That's why these skills are it. This is actually the second part of a 3-part series that I'm doing on the 3 kind of biggest things that you need to have a thriving business. It's mindset, skill set, and habits. In the last video, we talked about mindset. You can actually find that video here. And then I mentioned the sales copy video, it's over here. So if you want to look back at mindset, right there. If you want to look at sales copy, right there. So right there, right there, right there. So anyway, there they are, right there. See you in one of those. I'll be in both. So you can hang out with me in either one. It's up to you. See you there.